Hey guys, this is Baking with Dan, and today we're making something really special. I have some liquor here, I have some espresso, some ladyfingers, and some mascarpone cheese. So that's right, we're making tiramisu. Now listen, this is a simple or really easy version of tiramisu. I'm actually going to put it together in some wine glasses here. It's a really simple take on a classic dessert, and once you try it, you're going to be eating it every Sunday, I promise. So there's no eggs in this recipe. There is some Kahlua or coffee liqueur in here, as well as some dark rum. Feel free to leave that out. If you don't want to use the rum, just add an additional teaspoon of vanilla extract and add a teaspoon of espresso powder into the cream to take the place of the Kahlua and the rum. But I'm going to use the alcohol today. So first thing we want to do here is prepare our soaking syrup or soaking dip for the ladyfingers. These are store-bought ladyfingers. They're these really crunchy, really airy little Italian cookies, and they're wonderful for soaking up things like coffee syrup. So you could either brew 3/4 of a cup of hot, strong espresso, or you can just make some with some instant espresso or instant coffee. And to that I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of this instant espresso powder. You could add a little bit more to taste if you like. Tiramisu in Italian actually means pick me up. And it was a dessert that people would traditionally eat and still traditionally eat, and it picks you up because of the espresso and because of the rum and the sugar and the chocolate too, I'm sure. So this dessert will definitely get you going. And then in with that espresso powder, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of white sugar, and to this I'm going to add some dark rum, just about a teaspoon. Awesome. So I'll give this soaking syrup a whisk together, and if your water was really hot, you want to let this cool for about 10 minutes before you proceed. I like to layer a little bit of semi-sweet chocolate inside my tiramisu just for an extra chocolate kick. I don't think it's traditional, but it's what I like to do. I'm going to start with my mascarpone in my mixer bowl. So I'll start by beating this cheese on medium for about a minute just to get it nice and creamy. So I'll stop my mixer and I'm going to add sifted confectioner sugar, and I'll blend this on low until it comes together. So I'll give my bowl and beater a scrape just to make sure I don't have any chunks of cheese, because I want to make a really smooth and silky filling. Alright, so at this point I'm going to add some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon. Like I said, if you're leaving out the coffee liqueur here, add an additional teaspoon of vanilla. And also add about a half teaspoon or a teaspoon of espresso powder. But I'm opting for the coffee liqueur here. So about a teaspoon. So in goes the heavy cream, or double cream as I believe they call it in the UK. Start by blending on low until that cheese and cream comes together. Then I can raise the speed to medium-high. So I'm going to raise the speed to high. It shouldn't take more than a minute. You don't want to over whip this. It's kind of like making whipped cream. We're just looking for medium peaks. All right, check that out. So I'll transfer this mascarpone cream here into a pastry bag just to get it into my cups nice and neatly. So I have my chocolate, I have my ladyfingers, and I have my cooled espresso mixture. So I'll start by just putting about 2 tablespoons of the cream into the bottom of each cup. All right. So now just a sprinkle of this finely chopped semi-sweet chocolate. I'll break each of these ladyfingers in half, and then you just want to give them a quick dunk in the coffee. Let them drip off. And then I'll lay them side by side in the cup. So again, break it in half, quick dunk in the coffee. So now that I have a layer of ladyfingers in my cup, I'll go with a little more of this cream. Okay, so I have all 6 filled here with 2 layers of cream and 2 layers of ladyfingers, a little bit more of this chopped chocolate. Could stop right here, but I want to finish off with a layer of the cream so that I can dust it with cocoa before serving it. So I'll do that right here, and as you guys can see, the pastry bag does make really easy work of filling the cups up. So I'll fill them just about to the top, And then I'm going to use a spatula to level them off. So I'll take an offset spatula and I'm just going to push the cream down and drag the spatula across. If you serve this at a party, your guests are going to be like, wow, you made that? But they're not going to know how easy it was to put together. So I'm going to cover these, pop them in the fridge for about 3 or 4 hours, and then we'll finish them with some cocoa. Okay, so I let these sit for about 3 hours, and I will just take off this plastic wrap here. It's traditional to finish your tiramisu with a sprinkling of cocoa before you serve it. So you could sprinkle cocoa on these just as they are, about 6 to 8 inches above your tiramisu, with a little bit of cocoa in a sieve. Just sprinkle on top. You could go nice and light here. You could also go just a bit heavier. If you want to kick it up just one more notch, you can actually just grab one of these food stencils. You can buy these online. I think Amazon sells them. And they're used for finishing desserts that you spray with chocolate or dust with cocoa. So to use one of these food stencils, you would just place the stencil right on top of the tiramisu, sprinkle it with cocoa just as we did before, and then I'll lift this stencil off and hopefully it looks really cool. Nice, I like that. So that's how easy it is to make this classic Italian dessert. My easy recipe for tiramisu is on my blog, bakingwithdan.com. Head on over to the blog to check it out, and don't forget to subscribe to Baking with Dan on YouTube for more delicious recipes and amazing baking tutorials. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, stay sweet.